With the changes to the skilled migrant category for New Zealand residents now fully enforced since the 28th of August 2017, we have a new point system in play. I bet many of you are scratching your heads wondering how to calculate your points, so I figured I'd provide my own points indicator. The skilled migrant category is the most popular way for people to settle in New Zealand. People are invited based on their skills, but before the immigration department can invite you to apply, you'll first need to complete an expression of interest, called an EOI for short, telling them about your personal details, employment in New Zealand, work experience and qualifications. If your EOI has 160 points or above and is successful, you'll be given a chance to apply to live and work in New Zealand indefinitely. Now we'll be getting into specifics here, so you might want a pen and paper to keep track of your points as we go. I'll be keeping track of my own points as an illustration to show how this works. The awarded points are broken down into individual groups starting with age. The younger you are, the more you'll earn. So if you're 20 to 39, you'll get 30 points. It used to be only 25 points for 30 to 39 year olds, but changes were made to acknowledge an age group that generally possesses more nurtured skills than the younger migrants. By the way, I've made a video discussing all the changes to the skilled migrant category at length, so if you haven't checked that out yet, be sure to do so. Those within the 40 to 44 year age bracket are awarded 20 points, 45 to 49 year olds get 10 points, and those 50 to 55 only get 5 points. Those aged 56 or older are not eligible to apply. I'm 26 years old, so I get 30 points. You can claim points for skilled employment based on a job you are currently in, or a job offer you have received. Skilled employment includes specialist, technical or managerial expertise. For a complete list, check out Appendix 6. It names all the jobs which you can claim points for, as long as you are paid the minimum income threshold of $23.49 per hour. If your job is not on the skilled list, then no worries. You just have to be making at least $35.24 per hour. In either case, you'll get 50 points. The old rules used to grant an extra 10 points for skilled employment for over a year, but they're scrapping that and keeping it a solid 50 across the board. As a qualified lawyer with a practicing certificate, I get 50 points. If you're working in an area of absolute skill shortage, you'll get 10 bonus points. For this, you'll need to check out the long-term skill shortage list. You can either download the full list, or you can search your occupation on the skill shortage checker. Looks like I'm fresh out of luck. You'll also get quite a few bonus points for employment outside the Auckland region. 30 to be exact. And if you make $46.98 per hour or above, you'll get a whopping 20 bonus points for high remuneration. Let's see here, I work outside of Auckland, so that gives me an extra 30. Moving on, points are awarded for recognised qualifications. For your qualification to be recognised, it needs to be assessed by NZQA or be on the list of qualifications exempt from assessment. It's a huge list, guys, with many countries and universities on it. Know that just because your country is on the exemption list doesn't mean your qualification is. I'll leave a link to the list in the description for you. If you're studying in New Zealand, then chances are you are also exempt. Points are allocated based on the qualifications level. There are 10 levels. The higher level your qualification is, the more points you'll earn. Level 1 to 2 are secondary school certificates, so don't expect any points from those. Interestingly, you can get 40 points for a level 3 qualification, but here's the catch. It must be on the exemption list and be for a job which is classed as a skill level 3 occupation or below. The same goes for level 4 qualifications, but the difference here is that these ones can be accepted for points if they're assessed by NZQA. In any case, level 3 to 6 certificates and diplomas get a maximum of 40 points. Level 7 and 8 qualifications, which are of course your bachelor's degrees, your graduate and postgraduate certificates, diplomas, and your honours degrees, are awarded 50 points. And finally, your highly specialised level 9 and 10 masters and doctor's degrees get a gigantic 70 points. I have a Bachelor of Laws with first class honours, which gives me 50 points, plus an extra 10 for studying a full-time bachelor's degree in New Zealand. How these bonus qualification points add up depends on when and whether you studied in New Zealand, level of the qualification, and if it was for full-time study. Have a close look to see if you can snatch another 10 or 15. Now be forewarned, this next one has the potential to catch people out. Skilled work experience. No longer relevant experience, skilled work experience. Thanks to the changes, you could be in a trade like structural steel construction as a welder, a skill level 3 role, but you won't be able to claim points for your prior experience as a steel fixer because A, it's slow skilled, and B, you took that job before gaining your level 4 qualification. Your work experience has to be on the skilled occupations list, and you need to have had a suitable qualification to undertake the role. There are exceptions, however. For example, if your pay right now is at or above $35.24 per hour, your past experience does not have to be for a skill level 1 to 3 role. As long as you're still employed in the same job, you are claiming as your current employment. Furthermore, there is a layer of protection for people without a qualification. There is a chance that you can be assessed as qualified when the ANSCO substitutes a qualification for however many years relevant work experience. In case you don't know what the ANSCO is, it's a collection of job titles which provides information on a role's skill level and breakdown of the duties necessary to perform that job. For example, according to the ANSCO for an analyst programmer, 5 years work experience can act as an alternative for a qualification. This experience does not have to be skilled, just closely related to the field you're working in at the moment. The analyst programmer could have worked previously as a software tester for 3 years and as a database admin for 2 years. Collectively, the 2 periods of employment are sufficient for her to claim 5 years of skilled work experience points as an analyst programmer without any former qualification. So just to summarise, because this took a little time for me to wrap my head around, with a qualification, your experience needs to be skilled. Without a qualification, your experience only needs to be associated with the field or industry you're working in, as long as the ANSCO provides that experience can be substituted for a qualification. And finally, if you're making $35.24, you lucky, fortunate person, then you can claim points if your experience is in the very same role for which you are now applying. So what does this all mean in points? Well, as you may have guessed, points are accumulated on the number of years of skilled work experience, as seen here. 10 bonus points can be added for a job that has spanned 1 year in NZ, and more points are handed over for a job which is on the long-term skill shortage list. Again, the number of points assigned is dependent on how many years you've worked in these skill shortage areas. I have over 2 years of skilled work experience, so I get 10 points, plus I get an extra 10 for at least 1 year of work experience in New Zealand. Now we have arrived at points for partnership. You can only claim points for your partner if their English language abilities are at the same level as required for you, the primary applicant. Yes, this means that they can't just get away with an IELTS band score of 5.0. They need at least 6.5 IELTS score, fall under one of the other English test pass criteria, or meet the minimum standard of English another way, whether through Western citizenship or a high level qualification studied in one of those countries. If your partner is able to meet the same standard of English as you, they can get 20 points for their own skilled employment in New Zealand, and 10 points for a level 7 and 8 qualification, or 20 points for a level 9 to 10 qualification. Welp, that pretty much covers it. Adding up all my points leaves me with a grand total of 190, making me eligible to apply under the skilled migrant category, which would be pretty redundant as a permanent resident who has lived here for the past 19 years. So how many points are you on? Let me know by leaving a comment below. And if you enjoy getting buckets of free, useful immigration information, smash that subscribe button. Later.